Good day, dear friends and brothers and sisters. I want to first of all say thank you so much for being a cover, a spiritual cover, praying for me this last year as I went to Nigeria and tried to do some things. Your relationship and you're very dear to me, and I can't say thank you enough. Um, for for the roles you've played in my life at different points in time, and you continue to do so. So, why am I making this uh, short video to ask something of you? Well, first, I want to say that I really valued the opportunity to be accountable to you all as you prayed for me over the months when I was in Nigeria. Just having to do the videos and give you a feedback kind of made me um, yeah, be accountable, and also to reflect, because oftentimes we are doing things in our minds, and we in our minds we are doing a great job, but we don't reflect as much. So it also was a reflecting opportunity. And one of the other things I found out is that because I think about several different things, someone like me, I need some, I want to call it thinking space, and also of course praying space. And I would love to be able to call on you again, if possible, to yeah, to be my accountability group as we take on new challenges. So one of the I'm going to share, a video of my reflection of what the outreach in Nigeria, what we did last year. But one of the things that I think is the highlight of that work, and it's been the highlight of that work for the last 4 years, and is the opportunity to mentor people. So we started out mentoring. I started out mentoring one person, and now last year, I want to say, I mentored about 5 people, and it was a huge commitment. It was a huge shift for me. It was actually quite overwhelming at times, but thank you again for this community of prayer that was there for me. And so I want to continue on that mentorship. And when I say I want to, I don't think it's just that I desire to. I don't think it's because it's an easy thing to do. But so the a part of the outreach that I didn't mention to you last year was the reading club. So the reading club started by mentoring a guy, one of the core members then in late 2023, who his own desire was to go into ministry, and so he wanted to go to ministry school, and so we started to read some books around different ministers together, and he picked the books, I bought the books, or he found the books, and we read them and we discussed them. So that developed into a reading club in March 2024. So he got a few of his peers, and they get the books, they read the books, then they each week they discuss the books virtually on a Google Meet call. And so that's how that started. So I didn't talk about this when I was in Nigeria, because again, this is a virtual thing. It was not what I was doing in Ilara. It started out there because the guy was one of the core members there that I mentored. So I've been mentoring him for like 2 years now. And my so mentoring has been a huge part of this whole work, because again, I'm not in Nigeria. I cannot do the work myself. And so this year I want to go a little bit deeper into mentoring. So why did I tell you the story about the reading club? Well, the guys at the reading club, they've read about 13 or 14 books now, which I think is impressive. Actually, it is impressive. But this so the last book they finished around, I think, November, end of November. So December they didn't read any books, and the guy who I mentored, Joshua, was praying like, God, what's the next direction? What's the next book? And so I nudged him and said, hey, what book are you reading? Let's know the book. And he told me honestly he was still praying, and he got together with his peers and they were praying about what it was. At the same time, I'm reading a book on mentoring. This is from work. how to mentor in academia. And so, and then he popped me the question. This guy, randomly popped me the question late December or very early this month, a few days ago, and said, I think you should come and talk to us about mentoring. So I'm like, immediately I'm like, oh, that's interesting because I'm reading a book on mentoring, and so I have decided that, again, given that last year was all of, the biggest chunk of my time was really in mentoring the five people that I did mentor in Nigeria, that this year I'm going to go deeper into mentoring. And so now my ask, now why am I calling you? I would like you to be a group mentor for me. Now, and you're like, why? What do you need help with? Well, I think first is the accountability, and second is this. I want to write a book. That's my goal. I want to write the manuscript of a book around the mentoring work or around the work that I've been doing, the experience working with faith-based organizations in Nigeria. This is internationally. So I want to write a book about it. So I've done this now for this is going to be the fifth year, and so I think it's time to put that experience out there as a resource for other people who might be wanting to do work internationally as well. So, um, and this here is the reading club. This is their goal. They talk about three things: purpose, relationship, and leadership. And so, as I'm getting the material for my book, um, at the same, I am also teaching a session for the next several weeks, about 6 weeks, to these reading club members around mentorship. What does that mean? And as because a lot of them are young people, how do they choose a mentor and things like that? So these are some of the books I'll be using. But as I use these books and also read scripture and think about how what it means to mentor someone, I hope to write those experiences down. So I'm asking you to be, again, adding on the role of praying for me, adding um, the role of a peer mentor or a whatever mentor you want to call it, a mentor that I can just share my thoughts with you, share some drafts with you. Now, I want to be very, very clear. I know you are all busy. You I'll still do the work. As you feel able, you can give feedback. If you don't feel able to give feedback, I completely am not going to compel you to do that, and I will not be offended if you don't give me feedback about drafts of a book or any feedback on the things I'm doing. If you do, I'll be greatly appreciated. But your prayers and that accountability itself is a safety guardrail for me as life gets busy, work and life and family and all of those things, just having a group of people I can share my thoughts with and pray with in itself is infinitely valuable, and that's what I'm asking you for. And so again, I have no other expectations. Um, just to say that if you're able, let me know. And I don't envisage that, oh, we're going to meet every 2 weeks. No, I know you're all busy professionals. Um, I will communicate with you through a video and uh, and maybe send you a draft or something I'm thinking or a thought, and you can respond. You may not, but I do. One thing I know that will do is it will keep you prayed for me. And if you have access to other resources, I know that if it sparks something in you, you will share. So I don't have a fear about your ability to um, contribute. I just also want to be so careful to not make, not put a big task because again, on you because it's a lot of this is writing a book. I've not written a book before, and maybe some of you have. I think one of you has at least, but it helps me to put my thoughts out and process my thoughts and hear some feedback as and also just hear what the spirit is saying through this is such a group as yourselves. You're all very mature, seasoned believers that have at different times in my life mentored me in different areas, and so I have no doubt about the grace of God on you to to influence me. And so thank you so much. And um, again, we do meet in the reading club. We meet on Fridays, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. You don't have to. If you want to join sometime, you can. Um, but again, your prayers, your prayers. So thank you so much. And I wish you all a great year ahead. And I look forward to what God will do, even as I embark on this journey to put some of these thoughts on paper. All right, thank you.